Hi, everybody. I'm Mike, and this is Mike Miller Talks Life. Today's quote: "To be trusted is a greater compliment than to be loved." To be loved is wonderful. Everybody needs that. Everybody needs to be loved, and we need at least one person in our life who loves us. And when you have a bunch of people who love you, it is powerful. I've met people who are loved by many, and they're very special people. I've done memorial services for people who were greatly loved in their communities, and the testimonies about this person were always so moving. To be loved by many is a great compliment. I mean, you're doing something right if a bunch of people love you, and it's something to feel good about. But the quote says something kind of interesting. To be trusted is a greater compliment than to be loved. Possibly the greatest compliment, because trust is such an important trait. Finding somebody who's trustworthy is growing more and more difficult. On a regular basis, we discover someone who's not trustworthy, not dependable. We end up realizing we couldn't count on them. People in our communities, our churches, our families, at work, our boss, people who come to our homes to do a repair, and even all the way up to the government level, where it seems almost daily someone else is discovered to be corrupt and betraying our trust. We trusted them to represent us, and they end up representing only themselves and their selfish desires. Trust is the foundation of all strong relationships. And people seem so cavalier about trust in our current society. In every relationship, parent-child, marriage, student-teacher, friends, employees, employer, on our sports teams, people who play in a band with us, people who have authority over us, our doctor, our mechanic, our realtor, our spiritual leader. We need trust in each of these relationships. There has to be an element of trust. And when trust is absent, we feel from the betrayal insecure, uncertain, fearful, even hopeless. It is sad that we have become an untrusting people. We have seen too many break trust, and we're very cautious and skeptical. I know I am. I don't like that side of me, but I often find myself, when I meet somebody new, well, let's just see what you're really like. We tend to trust people when they prove themselves. And I don't know that that's a bad thing. A teaching from Christ is we trust people in the beginning with something small, a small responsibility. And when they prove trustworthy with that, then we give them greater responsibility. And that's just a wise way of building trust in people. Because we trust people when they consistently show that they are dependable. They do what they say. You can always count on them. I saw a guy at a meeting a couple weeks ago, and he was wearing an older looking watch, kind of dorky looking watch, really. And I was looking at the face, and it's a Timex. And I instantly thought of the commercial. Timex, it's dependable. It'll take a licking, but it keeps on ticking. Dependability was the description of the Timex watch. I wondered if his watch was dependable. When they're honest, we trust them. Even when the outcome is not in their favor, trustworthy people tell the truth. They're honest. They're honest about themselves. about who they are, what they are. They're authentic. They're real. They keep confidences. We are in a time when people are writing books, tell-all books, and they embarrass and humiliate people because they share private things from a person's past. A trustworthy person will not do that. They know how to keep a confidence. They don't gossip. Talking negatively about people behind their backs will erode trust. And there's just that little life principle. If people gossip to you, they'll gossip about you. Trustworthy people don't gossip. They own their mistakes and failures. When they blow it, and everybody blows it, they're quick to admit, quick to apologize, eager to make it right. And they just own it. They don't give an excuse. They don't blame somebody. They just, oops, man, I messed that up. I'm sorry. These are the core essentials that are present in a trustworthy person's life. And when we see these traits, we are drawn to these people. They're like a magnet. And they bring stability to their relationships. A trustworthy person is always trustworthy. That's just what they are, regardless of where they are or who they're with. When we are trustworthy, the payoff is great. We build a good reputation. We will have strong, healthy relationships. And we will be respected. We will feel good about ourselves. We'll be confident in life, able just to look people in the eye. Are you a person worthy of trust? It's pretty easy to evaluate. Are you dependable? Honest? Authentic? Keep confidences. Don't gossip. Own your mistakes and failures. It is these traits that make us trustworthy. These core essentials describe the trustworthy person. And if there's an area of weakness, it renders us untrustworthy. And so the challenge is to begin to look at the list and say, hey, where do I need to work? Because I want that achievement. I want to be a trustworthy person. I think it's a great idea to begin to teach our children these core traits, to develop them in their lives. Because to be trusted is a greater compliment than to be loved. Hey, thanks so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Gave you some things to think about and mull over. Maybe it reminded you of some people in your life that have been trustworthy over the years, and you realize what a blessing they've been. So I hope it's been helpful, and maybe you want to share it with somebody. That's always fine. And until next time, I hope you have a great week.